Hey guys, my name is Sam with Loans with Sam. Welcome to my channel where I talk about real estate in Florida, how to get home loans, and personal finances. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to repair your credit. And we got a couple of steps here, what you need to do to turn that frown upside down on your credit reports. So first thing we want to talk about is how to check your credit report for errors. And a lot of people overlook this. Some people don't even check their credit reports, which is really there's a website called annualcreditreport.com, I think it's called. Whatever the name is, I'll put the link in the description, but they offer free two credit reports once a year, depending on which state you're in. And you should take advantage of that. I think Credit Karma also has something that you can use to constantly check your credit score and your credit reports. So you need to take advantage of that. But as you're looking through your credit, you want to check for errors because these are some things that people just don't see or overlook. And some of the most common errors we see are there may be accounts that don't belong to you, or maybe you have a name that's similar to a parent like me, and you may get some of their bills or things that they have on your credit report. So you want to take care of those errors because it can overall affect your score and your credit profile. There's other things like loans that might have been opened that don't belong to you, inaccurately missed payments, and other things that may not be accurate. You want to check for these things on all three of your credit reports and report them immediately as errors so that you can get those things taken care of. The other way to fix your credit report is to focus on small, regular payments. Now, the biggest factor on your credit report is your payment history. I think that makes up for 35% of your scores calculation. So if you can't make the full payment on your credit cards, just make the minimum balance. And that way it keeps you paying on time and you have a decent score. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're paying your payments on time. Even if you can't afford the big payment or to pay it off, you can make the minimum balance. And that way it just helps towards your monthly payments being paid on time. So that's one of the biggest factors of your credit report is your payment history. So you want to take control of your credit cards, pay the minimum balance if you can't afford to pay the full balance. And that way you maintain your good standing and payment history. The other way to start repairing your credit is to reduce your high balance accounts. Now, if you owe on credit cards and you have high balances, this accounts for a good percentage of your credit calculation as well. So you want to keep your credit card utilization under 30%. Anything over 30% starts to lower your credit score. So you want to start digging into some of those high balances, figure out a plan on how to attack some of those high balances, maybe working extra hours, maybe doing some overtime, maybe even getting a little side hustle, selling some things on eBay, OfferUp, whatever you got to do to pay those high balances down. And that way it reduces your credit card utilization and you can see your credit score go back up. Now, if things get really, really out of control, then you can also consider a debt consolidation loan. So these are sometimes called like personal loans. And what happens here is you contact some reputable companies and they'll offer to consolidate all of your debts. So if you're paying high interest on a few credit cards, then you can consolidate it into one payment. So that way you have control over everything. You're only making one payment versus multiple payments to multiple credit card companies or loans, and you can control your payments this way. So this is if things start to get out of control and you don't want to get caught missing a payment because you have so much debt floating around. You can always consolidate. So this is an option and it just helps you to kind of stay out of trouble. Now, if it really, really, really gets out of hand, you can go with their credit counseling agency. Now, credit counseling agencies, they'll go through your finances. This is like having a financial planner. They basically will go through all of your debts and just work out a plan for you to pay out all these debts. And they'll help you to consolidate some of these things. They'll even contact some of your creditors on your behalf to negotiate lower balances, lower rates. Now, they do charge a fee, so it's up to you to do your due diligence and see what those fees are like. But this is like if things are really out of control and you're spiraling and you don't know what else to do and you want to take control over your finances, you can go with a credit counseling agency to help you go through all of this. Now, there are some nonprofit credit counselors out there. There is a link here that I will put in the description and you guys can check it out and make sure you do your due diligence, right? And the last thing is you want to build towards a target credit score, right? So as you're working on these things, you want to start planning on what credit score do you want to have, or what credit score you like to have, right? As you're paying down your debts and building your credit. So here is a range of what these credit scores will look like based on FICO Vantage score models, right? The highest is 850. So if you have exceptional credit, you're in the 800 to 850 range. You could basically walk into a Lamborghini dealership and pick anything off the lot. That's basically, this type of credit score here. Yeah. Essentially what I'm saying is you get the best terms. You can get the best terms. People see you as someone that's very credit worthy. So if you're in an 800 to 850 score, credit score, you're doing pretty good, and you can get the best of the best, the cream of the crop terms, right? And you get a ton of offers that you can benefit from. If you're in the 740s to 799 range, you're still very good. You still have very good credit. You still get a lot of the best options. You still get best rates. So this is also a good score to have. This is where most people fall in. Most people fall into that 670 to 739 range. So they have an 8% chance of being seriously delinquent. They do take their credit seriously. And this is where most borrowers tend to fall into. They tend to fall into this range. So it's not bad. It's just good. Like it says, it's good range to have. You do get some good terms, but probably not the best terms if your score was in the 800 to 850 range. So this is a good target. If you're below here, like if you're in the 580 to 669, you're in what they call the fair borrowers rate. So you may see high interest rates here. You may not get the best terms here. So if you're in this range where your credit score is like 580 to 669, you want to shoot for 670 to 739. So if you're in the fair range, you want to shoot for good, right? And if you're in the good, you want to shoot for very good, right? Exceptional, you got to really work really hard to get to exceptional. This is very upper echelon of credit scores. So it's difficult to get to, but it's not impossible. And obviously poor, no one wants to be here. You definitely don't want your credit score in this range, because it means you got a lot of work to do. You got a lot of things you have to do to build your credit back up. And you're going to have to really look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, what do I have to do to get my credit score back up, get my credit profile, look where I can be able to be considered a good borrower that a lenders want to give me money for a mortgage, right? So definitely you don't want to be in here, but if you are, you want to start working on slowly chipping away at the things you need to do to get yourself back into fair, good, and then very good. All right. So these are some of the things here, guys, that you need to do to repair your credit. Obviously, this is just like the basics or just the foundation, but there's more things that are involved. But if you have any questions about repairing your credit, or you had some ideas or thoughts, definitely leave them in the description on this YouTube video, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Again, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video. All right. Take care.